Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we're going to be touching up Mariah's hair. We're actually not doing anything crazy for once. You guys know the Billie Eilish concert's coming up, and she's going with me, and both of our boyfriends are coming with us. So I just wanted to touch up her hair before the concert, so it looks fresh and clean and crisp. So we're just going to retouch her hair today. We've already mixed up the bleach. We're using the normal Clairol Basic White bleach from Sally Beauty, and I'm using like a 25 volume developer. I'm using some 20 and some 30. She only has 2 months of regrowth, so this is only 8 weeks, which typically when you're bleaching roots, you want like literally 4 to 6 week grow out if you want like a platinum base. So 8 weeks is like right on schedule. So we're gonna go ahead and bleach this side of her head, and then we're gonna apply some color and touch up the black side and just make it look clean and crisp again. I already have the lightener mixed up here. So as you can see, I am starting at the back of her hair. Split dye is one of the hardest colors to apply because you need to keep both sides separated. I didn't want to start like I typically would at the top of her head and then have to flip that hair on top of the black hair. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal if I accidentally got bleach on the black side of her hair, because we are going to do that step second. So the black would just cover any of the bleach spots that I accidentally got on that side. But I do want to try to avoid that at all costs. So as you can see, I am starting at the bottom and I'm going to work my way up towards the top. That way it's going to keep the sides separated and it's going to prevent any of that lightener getting on that black side. Like I said, it had been about 8 weeks since the last time we did her hair, and you can see the red actually held up pretty well for 2 months. Like, red is one of those colors, it either fades super fast or it sticks in the hair forever, and on Mariah it actually lasted pretty good. Out of all the red shades I've tried, Lunar Tides reds I feel like last the longest and they keep the longevity. If you're not familiar with Mariah's hair history, before we did this initial red and black split dye, she had rainbow and black split dye. I will find a picture and I'll put it on screen for you so you can kind of see what that looks like. So she had this band of blue last time we did her hair, and I tried to get as much of it out as I could and lighten it so that way we could put red on top of it. And I did wind up lightening it to more of a pastel blue, but once I put the red on top of the blue, you could still see a tiny hue of that darker reddish color because the blue and the red kind of canceled each other out and made like a darker red color. It looked really nice and you couldn't really see it, but when I'm applying the bleach to her hair, you can see the different areas of fade out of that red color. So you can see right beneath the bleach line, it's kind of pinky, and that's where that blue was, and then beneath that pink band, it looks more orange, and that's where that orange and yellow was from the rainbow. So you can literally see in her hair all the different colors we've done in the past. I will leave a link to both of those videos on screen for you. I'll leave a link to the rainbow and black split dye. That was one of my favorites we have ever done on her. And then I'll also leave a link to the initial red and black split dye where we had to try and get out some of that blue color, so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so the lightener is now applied. I'm gonna let this process for around 25 to 30 minutes because her hair hasn't grown out very much. It's only been 8 weeks. We don't have to let it process as long as we normally would. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, probably no longer than 30 minutes, and then we're gonna wash out this side, come back and do the red and the black. All right, we are back. I just washed out the bleach. We have the color mixed up. I can't really tilt the bowls because we'll have a little overflow here. I should have grabbed a bigger bowl, but I'll never learn my lesson. So for the color, we're using the exact same thing we used last time. It's Lunar Tides Blood Moon with Lunar Tides True Lust, and then I added some CM Orange in there because I didn't want it to have a pink undertone. I wanted it to have more of like an orangey tone, so I added some of that CM Orange, and then I also added some Strawberry Leopard in the shade Fire. So I will leave a link to the bleach and everything we're using in the description down below in case you guys want to try these colors. So I'm going to start by applying the red shade on this side, and then we'll go in and apply the black color. I forgot to tell you guys, I did add Olaplex to the bleach, and I also added it to the permanent color. I forgot to add it to the red, so I don't want to like add some in there and then have to mix up the whole bowl. So she's got a lot of Olaplex already in her hair. And then once I rinse this out, I'm going to finish with like an Olaplex treatment on her hair because I have like all these Olaplex products. So I want to make sure and use them on her hair because it needs it. So you guys can see how well her roots lifted. It lifted to such a nice platinum blonde shade. Coming in like 4 to 8 weeks to get your regrowth touched up is the best way to do it because your roots lift so evenly and they lift a lot faster, so we didn't have to leave it on as long as we normally would. Mariah normally doesn't wind up coming back to me for like 4 to 6 months. Honestly, that's about the time frame I normally wind up doing her hair again. We do see each other in between those times, but to actually sit down and spend like 4+ hours to do her hair, normally it's like every 4 to 6 months, which makes the process of me doing her hair so much worse and like so much longer. I honestly don't mind because it does give her hair a break waiting those 4 to 6 months, but it does make bleaching her roots a lot harder than it would if she came every like 2 months. So as you can see, I'm doing the exact same thing as I did with the bleach. I started at the nape of the neck and I applied to the root area all over, and then I'm just going back down in the nape area of the neck and I am applying it to her mids and ends. For some reason when I do vivids, I always like to apply the root color first and then go ahead and apply it to the ends. I don't know why, I just find it easier, and also the root area was platinum blonde, so I do want the color to sit on there a little bit longer. I also made a little error when I was doing her hair this time, so I want to tell you guys about it so that way you guys don't do the same thing if you're doing your hair at home. So while she was processing with this red and the black, I put a shower cap on her roots just so that way there would be heat at her scalp and the color would absorb a little bit better. I should not have done that. I should have known better. With split dye, don't put any bags or anything on the hair while it's processing, because if that bag slides around, the black will get on the red side, the red will get on the black side. So when doing split dye hair, let the hair process openly and don't put anything on it to cover it, because that bag on her head slid while she was processing and a little bit of the black got on the red side. So after we rinsed out, I had to go in with some color remover on this. It was just a small spot on her root area, and I had to remove that black color and then go over it with the red. So definitely don't put any bags or anything on someone's head while they're processing. And as you can see, I'm applying the black in the same way I applied the red color, and because it had only been 8 weeks, I do not need to refresh her ends, so I'm just touching up her root area, and then I'm gonna let this process, and it turned out beautiful. Okay, I got the color applied. We're just gonna let this process. I'm gonna rinse using cool water on the red side, and then on the black side, I'm going to shampoo, deep condition, and we're gonna do an Olaplex treatment on all of her hair, and then I will be back to show you guys the finished process. All right, you guys, we are back. Here is the finished result, and this red side is way more even. Like, it's completely all the same color now. Last time she had some blue left over, so you could kind of see a little bit of a darker band where that blue was, but the blue has since faded and been canceled out by the red. So now it's like one even red color, and the black is now refreshed, and we're ready for the Billie concert. I will be dyeing my hair this week, so look forward to that. Again, I will leave a link to all the products we use in the description down below in case you guys want to try them. That is all for today's video. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. I will also leave the link to Mariahs Twitch down below, so if you want to go give her a follow. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and until next time, guys, stay weird. Bye.